Well, I guess if you're a futuristic dystopian government, you do need some way to keep your followers in line. Hello and welcome to Novel Narratives. I'm your host, John, and this week we'll be looking at Suzanne Collins' Hunger Games. Released in 2008, this book is the first book of the Hunger Games trilogy. Set far in the future, this book involves 12 different districts with one central capital. The capital, as a punishment for the districts, forces each district to send two tributes, a boy and a girl between the ages of 12 and 18, to fight to the death in the Hunger Games. Katniss gets involved in the 74th Hunger Games after she volunteers for her sister, who is basically offered up for the tribute. This is a very good book. I really liked it. There's a lot of action and some romance, but a lot of it, in my opinion, has to do with the doubts that Katniss has. What I mean is, it seems like Katniss is really trying to go for the romance angle just to get out of the Hunger Games, and can you really blame her? I mean, she's fighting to the death. I also found this book really well written because it is a young adult book, but you may not even think it is for young adults. My mom is reading it, and she loved it, and she's an adult. Not that young, but she loved it. I have one very minor complaint. I usually do, but this is minor. It is in first person, so you really don't get that much perspective from the other characters. But still, it's a very, very good book. I do like the first person because you really get a feel for what Katniss is going through and what her thought process for all of this is. It can be a little scary sometimes because you gotta remember, in the book, Katniss is only 16 years old, and she's really having a lot of thoughts about what she has to go through. That being said, I give this book 4.5 out of 5 stars. I love this book. I would highly recommend it. I would also recommend the rest of the trilogy. The third book, I didn't like quite as much, but it's still a very good book and a very good trilogy. On next week's show, we'll be looking at Max Brooks' World War Z. And that's about all we have time for this episode of Novel Narratives. I'm John, and stay awesome.